Hey you guys, it's Peter and welcome to my channel. Peter's reality TV recaps and opinions. This is where I take out the trash. And today we're going to take out the trash for real. So, let me tell you what happened last night. Now I have all these shows over here that I am watching, okay? I'm literally at this point watching like 16 shows. For this channel, and I'm absolutely living for it, but I can't keep up with the videos that I have to make for this channel. I would have to post like 5 or 6 videos a day over on this channel, so I'm gonna have to figure out something to do. But anyway, so my husband last night, we were getting ready to watch American Horror Story. The new season is out. It's not very good. I'll just tell you right now, okay? Kim Kardashian, it's like her premiere season of American Horror Story. She's honestly pretty good in it. But I'm just not thrown down with this whole thing. It's supposedly based on this book called Delicate Condition, but it's really based on Rosemary's Baby, the movie. I don't know why they don't just come out and say that, and it's very slow. It's just, it doesn't really feel like a Ryan Murphy American Horror Story. I'm kind of over it. I looked at my husband, he loves American Horror Story, as do I. Like, he's even more into it than I am. And I looked at him last night, and I'm like, are you kind of over this? And he's like, yeah, it's real boring this season. I mean, it's a bad season of American Horror Story. So anyway, listen, Linda. Okay. So my husband's like, well, we also have the Kardashians. He knows I don't watch the Kardashians, okay? I mean, I kind of watch them while I'm doing stuff in the background while he's watching them. Like, he's watched every single episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians and the Kardashians, a new show. So for those of you that don't know, there used to be Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and then that show closed down, and the exact same show started up again, but it was just called the Kardashians, and it's on a different channel. So basically, I think it was like the contract, they wanted more money, because they're all really about the money, you know, the Kardashians. It's all just, one of the reasons why I haven't watched them is because I think that they are the most superficial, uninteresting, lacking depth, vapid people on the face of this earth. I really, really do. I like Kris Jenner a little bit, but Kim and Khloe, and I feel bad for Kourtney, okay? She's always, they're always being mean to her, and they keep, I mean, Scott Disick is still in this season. I'm like, Kourtney and Scott have like been apart now for like 15 years, and Scott Disick is still Kris Jenner's favorite, and Khloe loves him, and so why is Scott Disick still around, okay? I mean, like, this is ridiculous at this point. So anyway, this show is stupid. The show to me is stupid, okay? So, tell me why I was watching it last night laughing my ass off. I don't know. But anyway, my husband was like, this would be really good for you, for your channel. And I'm like, what? I'm like, for your reality show channel. He was like, it would be really good for you to watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And I'm like, oh yeah, because there's a lot of people that watch the Kardashians. Are there still a lot of, I guess, they make more money than God, don't they? And, I mean, she's like, Kourtney's like, yeah, I'm like really over Dolce. Like, I don't want to do Dolce anymore. And Kim's like, well, I mean, like, I don't want to, but I have to fly to Milan for this Dolce launch. And I'm like, okay, let's pull it in a little bit, okay? Y'all got famous off a sex tape, okay? So let's just pull it in a little bit, all right? And your dad was, you know, the attorney and good duties with O.J. Simpson. Okay, let's pull it in a little bit, all right? Let's pull it in a little bit. And your mom was really good friends with Nicole Simpson, O.J. Simpson's wife. Okay, let's pull it in a little bit, right? Okay. I think that you girls have tried to make the most that you can out of a sex tape. Fantastic, okay? But to act like you cannot be bothered to go to Milan for a Dolce ad is like a Dolce & Gabbana ad. I'm like, you guys need to pull it in a little bit. You do not, like, these people do not live in reality whatsoever, right? Okay. So my husband's like, I think it would be really good for you to watch this show because I think that you could talk about it on your channel. He's like, I'll even make a cameo and I'll talk about it on your channel too, because he wants to talk about Vanderpump Rules, reality, or the Real Housewives, and he also wants to talk about the Kardashians. So he's upstairs taking a nap right now, or he would be in this video. So I took some notes last night for you. I do think I'm going to keep on watching it though, because I have to tell you, here's the thing. So people are recommending these shows to me. And they're like, oh, you should cover this on your channel. Oh, you should cover that on your channel. I'll be watching all the Housewives, just so you know, okay? People were like, you should watch Dancing with the Stars. So I watched Dancing with the Stars. All fucking hour and 45 minutes of that corny-ass show, okay? Then I said something about it on Twitter, and all these people were like, well, it's not a reality show. Well, if it's not a reality show, then why are people recommending for me to watch it on this channel? It's corny. I don't think I'm going to watch it anymore. Then people were like, please watch Survivor and Amazing Race. So I watched Survivor and Amazing Race. 3 hours I dedicated to that. Hardly nobody watched that video. They didn't care, okay? And Survivor was stupid. It's stupid this season, but I'm gonna keep on watching it. But a lot of these shows, like, I can tell you within like 10 minutes. Like, I watched The Golden Bachelor last night, which I'm gonna report on. I watched The Golden Bachelor last night. I like instantly was in love with it, okay? I started watching Bachelor in Paradise. I'm not part of the Bachelor world. I've never watched a Bachelor or a Bachelorette except for like an episode here or there. So I started watching it last night, Bachelor in Paradise. 10 minutes, I'm into it. I'm just like, this is like X on the Beach, okay? And I love that show. So, I'm like, I can tell you within like 10 minutes if I'm on a love show. Love After Lockup. Woo, girl, that comes out tonight. I cannot wait for Love After Lockup. I love that show so much, okay? That is like all me and my good friends that are in recovery, okay? That's like literally like, I just feel like I'm with all my friends in recovery watching Love After Lockup. I love it. And I really want to find out what happens with Renika and her boyfriend, Ashante. But I will tell you what's really sad if you watch Love After Lockup is that in the last episode, they said that it was filmed before Ashante was killed after the filming of this season. And I was like, oh my God, like Ashante gets killed. Like, nobody wishes that on him, even though he's not a very nice person to Renika. But like, this is sad, you know? So anyway, but I can tell you within like 5 or 10 minutes of watching a show whether I'm going to love it or not. Like Golden Bachelor last night, I was like, this is literally one of the sweetest shows ever. Like, this is just like, I love this show, and I also love that they're platforming that older people still have lives out there, which I think is fantastic. Okay, so I watched the Kardashians last night, and I took some news. Now, I have to tell you, like back in the day, like I said, like if I'm sitting there like on my phone or whatever, and we're eating dinner and he's watching the Kardashians or something, I'll watch it with him. So I know a lot about the Kardashians, but I haven't like watched every episode. Like they were talking about this, like Kendall Jenner cutting a cucumber and she couldn't even cut a cucumber thing. I don't know what that's about. Like, I don't know the details of it, but I know enough to know, like, who they're dating, who they're with, blah, 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 who they're married to and things like that. You know, what their lives are about at this point. I know all that kind of stuff, right? Okay. So where are my notes? Kardashian season 4. So my first thing was, you can see it right here. Why is Scott still here? That's my question, okay? Why is Scott still here? He ain't got nothing to do. Isn't he a countess or a duchess or something like that? She wants to be a Kardashian, is what she should. She should change her name, okay? I think that Scott should. Now, I call everybody she's, just so you know, okay? It's not. I'm not trying to diss somebody. I just call my good Judy Tana Jean, her husband, who's probably one of the most masculine men on the face of the earth. I call Eric she. I'll be like, what is she doing? Sitting there watching, what's that show that there's also a restaurant? What's the one where they, oh, I can't remember that Western show. I'll be like, what's she doing watching that Western show? And Tanya will be like, she's been watching that all day. I say she, people are like, why are you being so shady about it? Listen, I'm not being shady about Scott Disick, okay? But Scott Disick wants to be a Kardashian, okay? He might as well change his name to, well, I don't know what he changed his name to. Cot Kissick? Cot Kissick Kardashian? I don't know. He's boring. Anyway. So then it goes in and it starts out with like Kourtney and Kim's problems from last season. And I'm like, from last season, because they're like, oh, last season did not. I'm like, last season or always? Like, you guys have always had problems. Kourtney and Kim never get along. Okay, and here's the truth, right? Kourtney is bitter. Okay, she's a bitter person. But Kim is a jealous person, and Kim does need all the attention. Like, that's true, right? And so, I understand, but they're always, like, so mean to Kourtney. Like, I don't even watch it that closely, and it's like, I'm always like, why are they so mean to Kourtney? Okay, first of all, like, Kourtney will say to their mom, right? Like, Khloe and Kim are being so mean to me. And she'll be like, and Chris will be like, Kourtney, just pull it together, right? Oh, Scott, come over here and sit in my lap. And they're like, they completely diss Kourtney, but like Scott is still around, and they always take everybody else's side over Kourtney. I'd be done with it too. I wouldn't want nothing to do with this family if I was Kourtney. Trust, okay? Then they go on and they talk about these group chats that they're having, okay? Although this is when they were having a phone call. So Kourtney and Kim are having this phone call, and this is before they go on this family vacation to where was it at? Why can't I think? Cabo San Lucas. Okay. And Kim says that there's a group chat called Not Kourtney. And it's all of Kourtney's friends and everybody, and they're all talking about Kourtney behind the scenes, right? And then that's when Kourtney calls Kim a narcissist, okay? And then Kourtney says she doesn't need them anymore. She's like, I don't need you guys anymore, okay? Like, I'm on my own, I'm doing fine, right? So then Kim says, and this was to me, like, this was so low, right, that she said this to her. She said, even your kids come to me because of how you are. And then that's when Kourtney says that she hates Kim. And I'm like, listen, okay? Like, that's really low for you to go there. And I know people are going to be like, no, Kourtney. I know people are going to come to the comment section. They're being like, no, Kourtney's the bitch. It's not Kim and whatever. Take up for all them vapid fools. I don't care, okay? They're all bad as far as I'm concerned, okay? I don't know that they've all contributed a whole lot to this world and all this kind of stuff. And they're like, oh, well, Kim does all this Innocence Project. Yes, I know. She has to do something, okay? She has to do something to save her reputation and act like she's holier than thou, right? Okay. So, anyway, so it goes on and on and on. I'm telling you right now, if I had siblings and I had kids, and my sister or brother said to me that even your kids come to me, when they're under the age of 18, they come to me and they say horrible shit about you, I would say to those kids, first of all, you don't ever speak of your mother or your father that way, okay? Never. Number one. Number two, I wouldn't engage in that conversation. And number three, I'd be calling up my sister or my brother immediately and telling them that they're having that conversation. And if I was the one with the kids, I would never, never speak to my sibling again if they threw that in my face. That's some bullshit right there. So then they go on this family trip to Cabo, minus Kourtney. She said she don't want no part of that, okay? I don't blame her. And why is Kendall always the most non-problematic person in this entire show? Like, I really do like Kendall, because Kendall kind of stays out of all of it, right? So, they're in this, like, Sprinter van. Sprinter vans are always a point of trouble for all these shows. So, they're in the Sprinter van on the way to this house that they rented from this James Pierce person. Do we know who this person is? I don't know who he is. Hold on, that's for my next video. So in this Sprinter van, going to this house that this person was letting them use. And Chloe's talking about how she never had a beer before except for a Red Stripe in Jamaica. This is very much giving me, okay, Paris Hilton saying she didn't know what Walmart was. Was it for Walls on The Simple Life? Like, they are really not that dumb, are they? I mean, I've watched the Kardashians for a long time. They're, like, more of this world than Paris Hilton was on Simple Life. They're not this stupid for Chloe to say she's never had a beer, and then she has a Corona, and she's like, oh, it's kind of sweet. And then Kim's like, yeah, I've never had a beer either. They're sitting there in this Sprinter van talking about how they've never had a beer before. I'm like, this is unreal to me, right? Then it goes in, and it's Chloe's fear of whales, and she's terrified she don't want to see no whales, and there's whales turning, and Kim's pointing at them, and Chloe's looking at them with binoculars, and they see all these whales, and she's freaking it out. And then Chloe goes in this whole thing about how she makes it very, very clear that she's not with Tristan anymore, although in the previews for the season, they show that her and Tristan are having these deep conversations about what a wonderful man Tristan is, and how Tristan wants to be with her, and Tristan's story that he fucked 500 women, and that he really loves Chloe, and Chloe's just like this. Really? Oh my god, like the whole time that you were fucking all those women, you were thinking of me? Anyway. And then it goes in this whole family dinner, and Chloe looks like the old aunt that's always got the shawl over their shoulder because they're so cold at the family dinners, you know? She's got her hair up in this updo. She don't look good. Chloe always looks very cute. I think she's a gorgeous woman, but she doesn't look very good at these family dinners that they're doing. And so then Kylie starts saying the word tits and titties. This was actually the funniest scene in the entire show. She starts saying the word tits and titties, and Chloe's like, I cannot stand that word. I think that word is gross. And so they start having this discussion about the words tits, titties, boobies, and whatever. And it actually flashes over to Kendall and Kylie having this conversation, and Kylie's like, well, I always call yours boobies because you have like little boobies to Kendall, right? Because she's less large-breasted than Kylie. And Kendall's like, yeah, and you have some tits. And she's like, oh, that's a perfect definition. So they have this whole conversation, but Chloe can't stand the word titties or tits or something like that. So anyway. So then they have breakfast, and the breakfast is like they start going around and they say all their intentions. It starts with Kim, and then it goes to Chris, and then it kind of ends. Because all they really care about is Chris and Kim's intentions. They don't really want to hear about anybody else's intentions. And then they have this guacamole challenge where it's like Kylie, it's the Jenners against the Kardashians, and Chloe and Kim are against. It's so stupid. So Kris Jenner and her boyfriend Corey are the judges. This guacamole challenge. Oh, listen, I never turn a bad guacamole down. Okay, it all looked good to me, right? I don't care about the presentation or none of that kind of stuff. But they're all of them calling Kim a cheater. They're all saying that she's cheating, and Chloe even says that Chloe would make cupcakes for Kim, and then Kim would tell her boyfriends that she made the cupcakes. Are we surprised by this? So anyway, that was the exciting premiere of the Kardashians for their 29th season. They're probably on like their 49th season or something like that. I was sitting there watching it last night because Kylie and Kendall were talking about how, like, when they were little girls, like, Khloe and Kim were older, and, like, then they got old enough and they could go out and have a drink with them, and now they're, like, the older, like, you know, to their, like, nieces and nephews, like, you know, Kourtney's kids and stuff like that, and, like, Kim's kids and whatever, and then when they grow up, they'll be like how Kim and Kourtney are, and they'll be able to go out with them, and I was like, and then they'll have their own shows, and then their kids will have their own shows, and then the entire world will have come to an end, and it will have been the zombie apocalypse, except for the Kardashians will still have a fucking TV show, okay? And why do we need that? I don't know. So if they can, because they don't even pay for their own shit. They get free houses in Cabo San Lucas. They're like houses that we'll never ever stay in. All of their stuff is gifted to them. All their bags are gifted to them. All their clothes are gifted to them. So basically they just make a shit ton of money and they put it into savings. Like, seriously? Cry me a river about your fucking life. Give me a reality show. Seriously, okay? My cousin Caroline and I, we want a reality show so bad called Cousin Cousin. And we like sister but cousin. And we want them just to follow us around while we run errands and we have family dinners together. Wouldn't you love to watch that show? It's like Welcome to Plathville without all the drama. Listen, Caroline and I could stir up some drama. We could all day long. So anyway, let me know what you think about all that in the comment section below. Do you even watch the Kardashians? I know people are going to be like, I can't stand the Kardashians. Well, I can't either, but I'm hooked. And I'm going to be watching it this season. So anyway, my husband was right. When your husband's right, you don't let him know, but he was. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.